Welcome to the Tamaraw Talks podcast. You are here with me, Nazarene Sambo, and in today's episode, I am here to talk about the press freedom in the Philippines. Before I thoroughly discuss the situation of press freedom in the Philippines, let me first define who are the press and what is press freedom. So basically, the press, are also known as media, are the people in the news industry that focus on delivering news to the people through print media, broadcasting, and even in social media. While press freedom is defined as the right to publish and disseminate information, thoughts, and opinions without censorship by the authority. Now, the question is, does the Philippines have press freedom? And what is the importance of press freedom in the democracy of the country? We all know that there are many issues that have recently arisen that involve the press, such as the ABS-CBN shutdown, the killing of journalists, and the spread of fake news. In fact, an article from Manila Bulletin published by Pedrajas 2022 stated that the Philippines ranked 7th worst country for journalists based on the claim of the Committee to Protect Journalists. However, despite the claim of the Committee to Protect Journalists, the response of the Presidential Task Force on Media Security stated that it is just a note of concern given that they claim to prioritize the safety of journalists, which is totally contradicting to what we see that our press is experiencing. From what we all witness, we can say that the main problem of press freedom today in the Philippines is that journalists suffer from different abuses, like verbally, physically, and socially. And like what I have mentioned, many journalists have been killed and tortured since 2016 during the rule of the former President Rodrigo Duterte. And now expect the worst because the new administration will be more bloody. Under the Duterte administration, press media organizations and journalists have been outlawed or accused of sympathizing with the communist movement, and at least 2 journalists have been imprisoned in custody. In an effort to keep news media organizations from doing their jobs, cyber attacks have also been attempted against their websites. The most recent attack on 2 news media organizations was conducted by the Philippine Army itself. Distributed refusal attacks which closed down servers by flooding them with too many data requests have been occurring since 2018. The nation's journalists and media professionals receive a frightening message from the pervasive climate of media repression that they should support the government's agenda. According to our research, both President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., the famous dictator's son and ancestor, and Vice President Sara Duterte, Mr. Duterte's daughter, comes from political families that are extremely hostile and against journalists. It remains to be seen whether they will continue their parents' legacy of restricting press freedom, but recent events have not been assuring and inspiring. Killings were everywhere. Red tagging became a threat for every journalist. It feels like democracy in the Philippines is at risk, wherein people receive threats because they are opposed to the wrongdoings of the higher-ups. In the Philippines, we can totally see that press freedom is robust and persistent. According to Coronel 2019, the Philippines is said to be one of the world's deadliest countries for journalists due to political bosses targeting them for killing on a local level. It is highly evident during Duterte was elected president in 2016. He also demonstrated how susceptible the media is to political pressure. Press freedom in the Philippines has not improved following the restoration of democracy even 30 years ago. But Despite everything that our journalists experience, did you know that every May 3rd of the year we celebrate World Press Freedom? Wherein it serves as a reminder to why journalism must continue despite its rising hazards and dangers. This celebration is the perfect time for us to think about how important media freedoms and our journalists are to our democracies. Through this, we can promote our press freedom by joining campaigns in defending our journalists by posting in social media with the hashtag #DefendFilipinoJournalist. Another way is doing a fact check because this information is still observed today, which our journalists fight with every day. The current state of our press freedom is a wake-up call that unjustified censorship is frequently used as a tool to silence those who seek to accurately inform the public about the actions of the government. Thus, our journalists are important in holding those in power accountable as they bring light to information that is only truthful and reliable. These are the reasons why press freedom must be regarded as an essential part of our democracy. Again, this episode of Tamaraw Talks was hosted by me, Nazarene Sambo, and produced by Miss Regado, Miss Regino, Miss Salvador, Miss Cibulo, and Miss Season. Thank you so much for listening to Tamaraw Talks podcast. See you in our next episodes.